times are changing, and my question is, how about you? Credentials that you used to get in school that would set you up for life, a career for life, no longer have that kind of sustainability or security. Expertise in most fields is no longer valid. It's not a valid currency, and the inflation rate is too high. The moment you walk across the stage and receive a diploma, whatever it is you specialize in your school and your education is no longer relevant. Many of the big tech firms in Silicon Valley no longer want a college education in their prospective employees. They would rather hire someone fresh out of high school that adapts well to learning and thinks outside of the box than someone who went through and got a degree in college. So it's changing the way things are, and we need to shift with that. Also, a leader is no longer a bridge from the present to the future, which is the way I was trained to think of a leader. Leadership is now, it's just a challenge to bridge people from yesterday to today. Like this video, I'm talking about how we need to get to the point where we are relevant in the moment, which is right now. I have no idea what the future looks like. It used to be that you'd go up in the mountains as a leader with your team, and you would have Post-it notes on the wall, and you'd come up with a 3-year plan, a 7-year plan, and a 10-year plan, and then you come down the mountain and it's already irrelevant. You can't know the future. I'll tell you something, Blockbuster Video, that chain, they had a 10-year plan, and it is irrelevant to this day. We cannot foresee what the future is going to be like. We have to take advantage of the moment now. Resources can't be banked. They need to be used while they're valuable, while you have them, because it's all getting sucked up real quickly. The younger you are, the more adept you are at being missional in this environment. But also, you're more blinded to how rapidly things are changing. I've taken to saying that if you are someone who knows the words to Gilligan's Island theme, you are already to an age where you should no longer be trying to do everything yourself, and you should be investing in younger people who are able to understand the times, who are better able to be missionaries for the moment. So invest in younger people. Stop trying to do it all yourself. Strategic planning must be replaced with strategic people. Excel in the now. Ramo, in his book, The Age of the Unthinkable, talks about this as mastery of the passing instant. That's the way we need to be as church. We need to master the moment. Not think about what used to be, and not try and project what will be, but mastering this moment now. With all of that said, I have some good news. It's not all bad news. Here is some good news. First of all, not everything is changing. God is immutable. His kingdom is unshakable. Find your identity and purpose and calling in Him, and you will be unshakable. That means you're going to have to shift and change, because for many years now, most of us find our sense of identity and security in the institution that we serve. And that is not unshakable. That will collapse. But if you find your sense of purpose and identity and security in Jesus, and only Jesus, who is forever the same, yesterday, today, and forever, you will be a part of the unshakable kingdom, and nothing will harm you as it changes. Everything that can be shaken will be shaken. Are you shakeable? Second piece of good news. Not only is the world developing faster, but it's becoming flatter. I don't mean flat earth, where I believe the earth is round. But what I mean is there used to be this hierarchical view in the world where only the elite, only the educated, only the wealthy could publish their thoughts, gain the respect of the community with their thinking. It used to be that only very few people could actually publish a book and become a scholar. Today, anyone can publish their thoughts. In fact, many of you published your thoughts on Twitter or on Facebook even this very day. We are now in a place where everyone can play in the game. To publish a book is not expensive. It's accessible to all of us. But with that said, that means there's a lot of noise out there, and if you want your voice to be heard, you're going to have to say something unique. You're going to have something to say that is valuable, that people will want to hear. I believe Jesus is that. So that is good news. Also, because of social media, the world is shrinking in its connections. As the population is growing, the connections between people is shrinking. It used to be that any two people on the planet were separated by 5 or fewer relationship jumps. So I knew a person, knows a person, knows a person, knows a person, knows this guy. 5 or fewer. We called that 6 degrees of separation. Today, because of social media, it is no longer 6 degrees of separation. It is now 4 degrees. Between any two people, there are only 3 jumps. You are connected to everybody on the planet by only a couple of relationships. Whoever you know knows somebody, knows everybody on the planet. You have access to all 8 billion people on this planet just through the relationships you currently have. You don't have to make new relationships to make it happen. That makes the world easier to reach. That shortens the gap between us and the rest of the world. This is good for missions. There's also a massing movement of entire populations that is bringing the unreached world right to your street, right across the street from your door. So now you have countries that once were closed to the gospel and still might be, but their populace has left, and now they live in your neighborhood. And what's really good news is many of these immigrants and refugees, their bags are already packed. You give them Jesus and they're ready to go anywhere on the planet. They can go back to their countries where you're not allowed to go and bring the gospel with them. This is an opportunity presented before us. We should take advantage of it. Finally, the power of multiplication can work for us, not just against us. That exponential growth curve. You know, we can also multiply. And in my next talk, that's what I want to talk about. Thank you.